Welcome back to Midday Live. Now to some business now. And Kweku Teme, who went to the airport, has returned. He's with me in the studio here to tell us more about the latest from the world of business. Kweku, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Bridget.
You're working really hard.
I'm sure one other thing that has changed is my gorgeous outfit. In suit out there, you come back and it's the best. But obviously it tells you that we're spot on and we're doing business. This afternoon, I get to talk about the salt industry. You know we have salt deposits, but have we been able, as a nation, have we been able to put or introduce a commercial quantity of producing salt in the country? And then again, we'll come to some reports from ISODEC. What is the non-governmental organization saying, especially around this time? Don't you forget, Bridget, it's a question that we need to ask you. When was the last time you had the opportunity to slot in a tape cassette? Well, if your guess is as good as mine, then we'll talk about this in a while. Do stay with us. Business next. All right, so let's do business now. Our salt production in commercial quantities is expected to hit 2.2 million metric tons annually in the Keta municipality when production begins. My colleague Josephine Frimpong reports, though this could be a breakthrough for local content, land challenges could make it a mirage.
10 communities in the Volta region produce salt. Their potential is to generate 2.2 million metric tons for the petrochemical industry. But indigents have yearned for this large-scale production for a very long time, as investors are often put off for lack of land. 3 years on, investors, TV3 understand, are yet to get land for commercial salt production as part of the local content in the petrochemical industry. 2 communities which the project started has become a pale shadow of itself.
Since 2010, a good number of important investors have shown interest in our white gold, with 2 of them starting work at Adina and Anglopia Renigba. 2 other groups are in the process of commencing work at Jita and at Tiavi Anyako area. The major holdup, however, is the issue of land acquisition. It is my hope that this will be resolved in the next few months to pave way for the actual work to begin. Our vision, Mr. Chairman, in the long term is to have a petrochemical industry established in Qatar to process raw salt into products such as chlorine, caustic soda.
A lip service paid over the years to solve land litigations in the earmark zone has frustrated opinion leaders. Government wants to intervene now.
We are working on them, okay, for the betterment of the life of the people. They are by the sea. The sea has a positive sides, it has a negative sides. And how do we mitigate the negatives so that the general well-being of the people will be enhanced? This is a priority of government, and other projects are running. But I believe that as a country, we are making a headway. We are moving forward. What is important for us is to be patient, and we pray that we get the funding and then we roll them out one after the other.
All right, so away from Qatar, let's look at other development issues, as better healthcare is considered the premier factor to the livelihoods for most Ghanaians. Now, this came out at the launch of a survey report on the top 6 development needs of Ghanaians by ISODEC here in Accra.
Lead researcher of the survey, Ebo Duncan, said respondents were asked questions about the most important constraint to the achievement of their livelihood ambitions. More than 30% mentioned finances and access to capital as the most important constraint. Respondents saw political freedom and discrimination as the least obstacles to livelihood ambitions. This is in spite of their potential to stifle opportunities. All regions except Upper East identified health as number 1, followed by access to clean water. Reviewer of the report, Anis Hefa, called for more practical education on preventive
Many times we study things in the classroom, but we never apply them. The example I gave was hypertension. Hypertension and heart diseases are the #1 killer in this country. So it's not enough just to study how the heart works and in a classroom. Somewhere along the line, we also have to learn to take blood pressure. But when we've done that, now we have to move it to the community and make sure that we are being of use to people who have hypertension and might not even know it. Listening will not take us anywhere. The more we sit, the more we listen, the lazier we get. It's as simple as that.
All right, I'll give you a reason why the Statistical Service has been able to review the consumer basket as at now and been able to expunge items like tape cassettes, because this time everybody is falling on a CD. But let me take you back a little bit. I'm just wondering, when was the last time you slotted in a cassette into your player? Well, 50 years down the line, it is once the revolutionary medium obsolete. Well, Anthony Jackson finds out.
Years since the invention of the tape cassette, the cassette, which used to be the must-have item for portable music, is now a relic of a former revolution. Who could have imagined a world without cassette tapes? In honor of its golden anniversary, we set off on a journey to find out if people still use the once must-have item. It is not hard to notice that the very car we sat in had a system designed for the modern-day CDs. After endless hours of driving, we finally had what seemed like a breakthrough. Evelyn Lawer, a resident of Kaneshi, had several cassette tapes, but unfortunately had no system to play it on. She told us getting a cassette player for her tapes was impossible.
No cassette, but mini radio made bebo. So that them am fanya she.
Isaac, a student, had no choice but to settle for the CDs and digital media, since cassettes were no longer an option for music artists.
CD 2, you buy it today, and next month, like you are playing it continuously, it will be scratching. That one I don't prefer it. But how are we going to manage? So we should continue using. Me, I prefer that the cassette should come out.
So the cassette idea acquire CDs, you know. Apart from the drop phone, no more about top one. A better man, no more about top one. So the idea of more CDs. Apart from CDs, they say the CDs no one a ton. I see. Cassette the crowd had no crowd 15 pebble. I see.
While the cassette may be an enigma to many children worldwide, for many it is both an iconic object and a source of nostalgia.